Hey everybody, welcome to Money Matters with Marshall and Mickey. I'm Mickey.
I'm Marshall. How are you doing today, Mickey?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Marshall?
Good to see you. I'm excited to talk about this today. This is something I love to do.
Yep, I know. For those of you who may not be aware, but you might be, Marshall is a fanatic about all things financial, especially he's reading books constantly. And what I love, Marshall, is you're always sharing about these different books that you read and you recommend. And so we just put out a blog post recently on some of your favorite financial reads. And so we thought we would do a podcast today to talk about some of those books and share with all of you because they're just fantastic, quite frankly. So let's start with the first one. What's the first one that you would recommend, Marshall?
Let's start with this book, Common Sense Investing by John Bogle. Common Sense Investing by John Bogle. The thing I like about this is the financial world changed in 1975, and this guy started a company, or he actually took over a company called Vanguard. And so Vanguard, their success, they're currently one of the largest fund companies in the world, $10 trillion under management, 10 trillion. Okay. And so the way this happened was they created the first index fund, mutual fund as an index of the S&P 500. And it's just been changing the world ever since. And so John Bogle is the guy that started this. Now, he didn't do the original research on the indexing, but he was the one that implemented it and changed the world. And so this book is really just the fundamentals of indexing, keeping costs low with the funds you choose, all that stuff. And so this is the kind of book that I refer to all the time. And also I have people that always ask me, what do you recommend? And so this is fundamental to investing. And it explains, what index funds are, why it matters to use indexes versus other things. So tons of great stuff here. Tons of great stuff.
I think it's considered a classic now. And I know that you have shared with me that you have recommended that book so many times to so many people because it is just so chock full of information and it helps people to really just wrap their brains about investing. So
yeah, and it's in a 10th anniversary edition. So you imagine a financial book that is that popular that it gets anniversary edition updates. And so yeah, it's a pretty cool book. So I recommend it. I actually give it away sometimes to folks because it's just that important. So simple book.
yeah, and if you put comments in this podcast below, you too may be entered into a drawing for this book.
Right, exactly right.
All right, so I know that is one of your very favorites, and you have a couple more. Can you share one of your others that you like to recommend?
Okay. All right, this is a strange book, The 10 Roads to Riches. This book is written by another famous investor. His name's Ken Fisher. You might have seen him on TV, Fisher Investments. Kind of an odd guy, but this is a great book. And I read this years ago, and it always comes back. Why are you laughing? He's an odd guy.
Stop.
He really
I mean,
is.
how would you feel if he said that about you?
Well, I think he knows. He's a billionaire now as an investment advisor.
Cares what he thinks about you, right?
I know, exactly. All right, so the 10 roads, and I use this a lot of times when I talk to people, but they're just not what you think. So
Oh, what was it? One day we were in a meeting and you grabbed that book. You were pulling out something to tell me about. There was something in it that you pulled that book out for that. I can't remember why. This was many, many, many months ago.
yeah,
What's it normally your go-to for when you're trying to explain what?
Well, sometimes people don't think of certain things as the road to riches, and so one of the roads is to marry well.
Well, I
So
think that you and I both have done that.
exactly.
Yeah.
That I'm glad you brought that up. I'm
Mhm.
glad you brought that up. So let me just kind of scroll through the 10 roads, so you can I like this one. Opium, other people's money,
Oh,
right? People invest with you. I
I'm
know.
not going to be doing
I
opium.
know. So here's another one. Steal it like a pirate.
Woo!
These are the attorneys that do all these class action lawsuits.
Yeah.
Okay. Invent something. That's legit. That's been around forever. Land barons. And then the road less traveled is really just invest well over a long period of time. But, I always come back to this, and he's got some great stuff. Rich and famous. He's got great detail about, a lot of people think the best way to become wealthy is being rich and famous, but it's kind of, in my view, one of the worst roads.
Oh my
Number one,
gosh.
because your chance, your probability, right, of becoming either a famous athlete, a movie star is so low.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at these 10 roads, you could pick another road that has a higher chance of success, like saving money and investing over your lifetime.
Right. Absolutely. And plus, I mean, if you stop and think about how many celebrities, how many rich and famous people do you know that are now bankrupt and they have nothing, and because they got all highfalutin, they were like, "Oh, woo, I'm spending like crazy," and then they have nothing left. And because they were not following a good financial plan. If they had, they'd still be rich and famous instead of.
Plus, you give up all your privacy. Every meal you have in public, someone's going to come up for an autograph.
I know. It's hard. I mean, Marshall, let me tell you about it. It happens to me all the time. All the time. I cannot even go to In-N-Out Burger without somebody saying, "Oh, look at what she's eating. Hey, can I have an autograph on my shake?" Oh, good Lord,
know.
These people.
It's the worst. So you should have read this book back in the day. There's the 10 roads. One of, like I already said, real estate. Yeah. That's been your road.
It is my road.
Your road. Become a CEO. Marry well.
Check.
Start a business. Save and invest wisely. It's a great book. I mean, I read this years ago, and it's, how some things just stick in your mind.
Sure.
And this is that book, 2009. So anyway, good stuff.
Yeah. Very good stuff. And then I know probably, well, I think it's probably your favorite all-time book. Because I think it is Dave Ramsey's Baby Steps Millionaire.
How did you know?
Because you are a Dave Ramsey kind of guy, You're a SmartVestor PRO, and you really tout all things Dave Ramsey has helped people all over the place with financial roads to financial independence to help get them going.
The thing I love about this book, though, it's based on research. So research into people that are millionaires and ask them questions about how did you get there? Yeah. And so, you could start with the baby steps and work your way there. But what this book does, it takes people that have achieved that and it works backwards to the baby steps, right? And it just shows you that, you don't have to be famous like you. You don't have to be a great athlete like me.
Like you. Or an amazing musician like you.
Right, a famous musician. It really comes down to the fundamentals. Slow and steady wins the race.
That's
and
so true.
They interviewed like 10,000 people for this survey. And half of this book is really just talking through the data. If you're a data nerd like me, you just kind of go through the detail. You're a data nerd too?
Oh, you know it. Yes, absolutely. That's one of the things that I love about that book too. I get a little bit I just sort of nerd out on all of that. And what I really appreciate about that book myself is I love how it helps people to realize it really doesn't matter where you're at right now. You can do this. It's very doability.
Yeah.
So it's very doable, and it's just you're able to achieve this with very easy steps. It's
right. And
easy
so
steps. Yeah.
The key to getting where you want to go is to know that somebody's been there before. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. If you can read this book and you can hear stories of other people that are kind of like you, and then they have achieved this, you can do it too, right? This is not like going to Mars where no one's been before.
No,
Right?
it's
it's
very common sense when you read it.
It's not like, that hard.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I can do that. I've been doing that. Yeah. So, no, it's very common sense, and it's laid out very well. Yeah. It's
common sense is not as common as you think, though. Do you realize that?
True. That's probably true. It seems like common sense to me. It's one of those you read it and it's like that sounds terrible, but like duh, like of course.
I know.
Okay, yeah, if I do that, that's going to compound and it's going to make sense. It's going to make me money in the long run.
But they're talking here about mindset, and mindset's so important. About knowing it's possible and believing you can get there is a big step. And hearing the stories, Dave Ramsey's great about stories. He just tells lots of stories of people that have been in different, terrible situations and worked their way out using simple principles. So you guessed right, baby step millionaires.
Yep. Very inspirational. Oh, actually, all three of those books are great. So, but I have one I want to share.
Oh, no. You got one?
I should, by the way, for those of you watching, let me put this up right here. All you have to do is, if you didn't write these down, just go to our website and go to the blog page. So that should be coming up right there. Yeah, clarionadvisors.com/blog. And you'll see the blog post that has those books in them. And you could take a look. And then we even have it broken out for each one. So you can deep dive a little bit more. And then I recommend reading them. I mean, if Marshall recommends it, I recommend it. And so here's a book, Marshall, that you recommended to me, and you just recently gave this to me, and I'm almost finished with it. I love it. Actually, I skimmed it once, and now I'm doing the deep read on it. It's the 5 Types of Wealth, and it's about time, social, mental, physical, and financial. So it's not just financial. There's a lot of other types of wealth, and I love this because it really gets you thinking and about different aspects of your life. And are you wealthy with your time, or are you pretty poor with the time? I know I'm poor with time. I need to be richer with time. But so many great aspects to this book. What were some of the great takeaways you got from this book?
Well, I think the key one was financial wealth is the last one. It's the last, and everyone thinks of wealth as finance is the first thing. But the other ones are, relational wealth, friends. It's just a great perspective. Helps keep perspective and keep your wealth in the right perspective. Because we help people prepare for retirement all the time. And, I tell people a lot of times we're going to figure out all the finances, all the numbers. But what I enjoy talking to people about is how are you going to spend your time? What are you going to do?
Right.
That's, you enjoy, you share with others, give back, be generous.
Absolutely.
That's what I enjoy hearing people talk about and helping them create a vision for what that means, because we'll get the numbers figured out. If you follow the baby steps and you save, we'll figure all that out. Then, what are you going to do?
Bring this up a little closer.
Yeah.
So you can see this.
Yeah.
Sahil Bloom, author, great. Yeah, you're so right. I think what I'm hearing you say is it helps you to be that well-rounded person with balance,
right?
Light balance, and really, that's my takeaway too from the book so far. And I mean, it's like I said, I did my skim through first, and I was like, "Ooh, this is great. Now I'm really digesting it, and it's really it's a great read. I highly recommend it." So and I recommend everyone gets on the blog post and checks it out.
Yeah, definitely. So how can they sign up to get a free book? What'd you say about that? What's the deal?
Drop a comment, or even better. This is even better. Go to our website to contacts. And here, I put it right there. clarionadvisors.com/contact, and put in your name and your email address, and in the contact put enter me into the book giveaway or book drawing, that sort of thing, we'll know what you mean. And we will add you to that. And a lucky winner will be receiving that great book that Marshall was showing you earlier, the Common Sense book, right?
Common Sense, yeah, that's the one you started with. Yep.
Little book of Common Sense Investing.
Yeah,
So,
I do have these in my office as well. If you guys want this one, right? So
it's really great. Well, thanks, Marshall, for jumping in on the podcast today and sharing some of your favorite reads. He has so many. We have to have him back on to share more. He's like you're like a literary critic.
Well, I don't know about that, but I tell people the only thing that's going to be different between where you are now and where you're going to be in the future is your thinking and what you learn. I can go back through my history and look at the books I was reading, and I can tell how it took me to the next level. And so it's important to be reading, listening, self-education, continual, right?
Hey, you know what? With the rest of the Clarion crew, we should ask each other what we're all reading these days that's along these lines, and have a good share out that way too. Yeah. And next time we talk about reads, we'll do that. So sure. That'd be great.
All right. Well, thanks, Mickey. Great to be on again.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Marshall. And thanks everyone for watching. And we'll see you next time on Money Matters. Bye.